The Taiwanese military has put itself on a wartime footing this week for its annual island-wide drill repelling a mock invasion by China. The 188,000-strong force is sticking to its decades-long tradition of staging the exercise with the People's Liberation Army, PLA, as the avowed opposing force. The codename of the drill, held since 1984, is Hankuang, meaning recovering lost territories in Mandarin. Footage aired by Taiwanese media showed fighters and other warplanes taking off from airbases in Taichung and Kaohsiung and flying east for shelter, before these facilities fell to the advancing Red Group. This is part of the Air Force's tactics to preserve the most potent assets and avoid head-on dogfights with the enemy when an aerial invasion is irreversible. Similarly, what will also be put to the test during the drill are contingency plans for a swift withdrawal of other personnel and equipment from the mainland-facing coastline to more covert, inland bases, before the PLA launches a missile blitz from China's Fujian province. The Navy will also try out diversionary tactics and marshal vessels and submarines to back up piers and bases along the Pacific coast. Other highlights of the drill include the first live torpedo test in more than a decade and anti-abduction and anti-decapitation training for special forces based on a scenario of the island's president being taken hostage by the PLA. In a strong strategic signal to China amidst the military confrontation in eastern Ladakh, a U.S. carrier strike group led by aircraft carrier USS Nimitz conducted a cooperative exercise with Indian warships in the Indian Ocean. The message was further amplified by a hard-nosed display of military intent by India, which has now deployed Jaguar maritime strike fighters in the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago that dominates China's critical sea trade routes passing through the Malacca Strait. IAF has stationed around 10 Jaguars, armed with deadly anti-ship Harpoon missiles, at its Car Nicobar Air Base in the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago, which is over 1,200 km from India's eastern coast but overlooks the maritime boundaries of Southeast Asia. USS Nimitz, along with guided missile cruiser USS Princeton, missile destroyers USS Sterett and USS Ralph Johnson, participated in what the U.S. described as a cooperative exercise with Indian destroyer INS Rana, stealth frigates INS Saint Adrian and INS Shivalik and missile corvette INS Kamorta. The strategically located Andaman and Nicobar Command, the country's only theater command with all assets and manpower of Army, Navy, Air Force and Coast Guard placed under one operational commander, can be used as an effective pivot to counter China expanding footprint in the Indian Ocean region. Japan is now immediately scrambling fighter jets against all Chinese military aircraft taking off from an air base in Fujian province, as tensions continue between the two countries over the Senkaku Islands. Government sources said Air Self-Defense Force planes have also been flying daily patrols over the East China Sea from sunrise to sunset to monitor Chinese military aircraft in the area. Before Japan reviewed its policy early last year, it used to only scramble fighter jets against Chinese military aircraft approaching its airspace. Chinese fighter patrols that operate near the Senkakus used to fly out of Xizang province. But China has since moved the location of their base of operations closer to the islands disputed by Beijing.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like the channel and want to support, please support on Patreon or PayPal. The details are given below in the description.